What's up with it, man? Welcome to Have Bake Podcast. Welcome back.
Oh man, appreciate you for having me, bro.
Yes, sir,
Hey, just
man. Your
want to make
favorite
sure
cousin
we can we,
Dre.
we, we can smoke. Hey, we can smoke on this thing. Is it no go?
Man, you can do what you want to do. I mean, you
Hey
I
man,
mean you grown,
you
man.
know the
Hey,
world the world getting sensitive.
hey, man, we from the town, man. It's California. I mean, we understand what it is. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we live in the studio, you know what I'm saying? You ain't disrespecting the
Correct.
space. You know what I'm saying? It's the Have Bake Podcast with Cuzzin Dre. Anything goes on this thing, you know what I'm
Come
saying?
on, man. Well, we fully baked over here though.
We fully baked today, then, you understand me? Hey, welcome, bro. Last time we talked, man, you was the ghetto vato, man. Now you the street vendor, you know what I'm saying? Talk to
Yeah,
me about
man. You
that,
know,
man.
just another one of my alter egos.
Yeah.
I think your mic went out. Say it again.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. I was gonna say, I ain't gonna lie, man. I love how you like stay to your roots and stay true to yourself, man. Tell me about the importance of that and like why do you do that? Like you went from the ghetto vato to the street vendor now. Like, why is it important to kind of stay like, rooted, I guess, to your Mexican heritage and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, that's how we came up. That's how I was raised. And anybody in this industry will be able to tell you that it's real easy to lose yourself. You feel me?
Yeah.
Um, real easy to lose yourself. You get caught in the midst of doing all the shit that you be doing, the shows, the catching the attention, the fame, the clout, whatever you want to call it. And sometimes, a lot of people let that shit get to their head. You know what I mean? So, it's important to find a lot of things that are ground you. One of my things is family first and foremost. You know what I mean? Family, is one of the things that I could be around family and feel like myself. And I think that the whole, making sure that we still tuned into our Hispanic roots is just, I owe it to the people, bro. You know what I mean? We went through the struggle being Hispanic artists. You feel me? And I think one of the things that was challenging in my early years was that people wasn't accepting us. They felt like we wasn't supposed to be in this rap shit. You know what I mean? So now that we advanced it, we can't get rid of what was the struggle. That was the hardest part of being in this game, bro. Period. Was just being a Hispanic artist. You feel me? Because
Okay.
at the early years, 10 years ago, they wasn't taking us serious. So now that we slowly getting into dough, you feel me? I got to bring the people with me at all times.
Okay. So you talk about being accepted in the game as a Hispanic artist. Do you feel accepted now, or do you feel like it's slowly starting to? You know what I mean? Because I see you got a lot of we gonna get into it, down the line, but like features and stuff on there with a lot of black rappers and stuff from the
Yeah,
Bay and
well,
stuff.
well,
Yeah,
I'm black and brown. I'm black and brown, everything, and it was really never the rappers that
straight up.
didn't accept us. It was just the industry.
Gotcha.
Like the media, all the
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And it ain't even, I was a kid when I first started, bro. I was, professionally, I was about 14. So, when I first started, so I didn't really have the drive that I did today as far as like making sure we in the door. Now I don't give a fuck who accept me, bro. I'm walking in this motherfucker through the front or through the back.
Straight up. Tell me about that. Tell me about your beginnings, like when you first started at 14. Like, what made you, you know what I mean, just say, man, I'm finna rap.
Well, I was rapping around like 9,
Okay.
but it was just on some block shit. Back in the day, how they used to be. You already know what it is. The neck of the woods. We
Yeah.
900 zone all the way,
Yeah.
right?
Straight
So
up.
growing up, in my hood, all my big bros that had a group called Five and Dime.
For
And
sure they did.
yeah, so I
For
was, bro.
sure.
Like I said, I was the only Mexican in the neighborhood, like we spoke about last time in the Ghetto Vato interview, and I was just soaking game, bro. Like I was used to like my house parties being filled with none but Hispanic music, and when I
Yeah.
started hearing this rap shit, through my neighbors, man, I just felt like shit, I could do it too. And it started with me being shy and shit like that till I was at the house, really putting the pen to work, and I came up with one, in my early years, I had one rap. It was the same rap that I used to rap to everybody,
Yeah.
and I finally felt like I was comfortable enough to spit this verse, and I ended up just sharing it with a few partners, and they started amping me up, started backing me up, like, yup, that's dope. That gave me kind of motivation, and At 14, man, I tapped in with Stay Tuned Studios. Any Oakland artist know
For
what's
sure.
happening. Shout out Jeff, shout out Stay Tuned. When I started recording there, the whole regime gang was in there. You feel me? Lee Majors was the engineer. You know what I mean? West Oakland, all the shit. You know what I mean? So when I
Yeah.
first walked up in there, bro, it was like, it was really, really accepted because you already know the town, bro. It's black and brown. You feel me?
Yeah, for
So
sure. For
from the
sure.
moment that I walked in there, everybody accepted me. Me and Lee Majors knocked the track out. But it was just about, not knowing exactly the basics to the game where people will sell you dreams and you really believe them. And people make promises and you really believe them. You know what I mean? Till you get to a
Yeah.
point to where you just want to be like, man, I'm gonna do this shit my fucking self.
Straight up, bro. Straight up, man. I see you talk a lot about like black and brown unity and stuff like that. I want to segue over a little bit more to like the things going on in the black and brown community. Like you're a big advocate, I say, or you were a big, you stood up for the Mexican community, the Hispanic community when they were being robbed and stuff. Some of the street vendors and stuff were being robbed like that in relation to the Asian community being harassed and stuff like that. Can you kind of talk about like the importance of togetherness in the Bay and in the world? It's a lot of shit going on, bro. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
bro. I mean, I try to, for me as an individual, I'm
Yeah,
always in a very tight spot just because I didn't grow up like your typical Hispanic. At the end of the day, like my household was the most Hispanic thing around me. Everything else, my neighborhood, my schools, everything around me, the music, everything was black influenced.
yeah.
So it was just always, I was always putting paint where it wasn't. You feel me? For the black community as
Put
well.
some
Like,
paint where it ain't,
you,
man. You
you know,
understand?
real, fun facts, right? So when I was, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, 3 years all couldn't, back to back. I was at Emory's Cox during these years, right?
Okay.
So, we used to do a little show at the Opera House in San Francisco. You feel me? And
Yeah, yeah.
at those ages, I was going over there. I was, this before puberty. So,
Damn.
we were, I was over there. We was going over there doing Black History Month. So we were singing songs about Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? Like I was pushing those lines before I was pushing for my people. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
the reason being on that was because my mom was always at work, bro. I wasn't properly educated on the Hispanic history. I'm half Salvadorian and half Mexican, so I wasn't up to par to the history of both. And I basically, going to school every day. I mean, we talk about the home of the Black Panthers, bro. They putting us on with all the Black history. You feel me?
straight
So
up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
at a very early age, that kind of became a part of my life. The people that raised me down the line were also Black, and it goes all the way down to now as an adult. You know what I mean? Like some of my kids is Black, bro. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like I got mixed babies. You know what I mean? So my household ain't you don't see 100% little Mexican kids running around. Nah, my house is filled with mixed kids. You feel me? So
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's just me as a character. I just want to put that out there. I don't really relate to everybody else. I got my own kind of lane, my own vision. So when I'm out here putting putting in work for the or the Hispanic community in general,
yeah,
is
yeah.
because I remember my roots. I remember my mom. I remember my aunties. I remember all my people on my actual immediate family that is out here, pushing. My mom was cleaning houses, bro, for rich folks. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like I'll tell you what I know about humiliation. You know what I mean.
yeah,
And I think that that's one of the biggest things when we bump into these incidents. When you have a certain individual that's assaulting a street vendor, but it's not about race, bro. It's bigger than race. It's
yeah, for
about
sure,
it's about these individuals that just don't think correctly. You
for
feel me?
sure.
You out here, you decide to pick on an innocent Mexican woman, an innocent Mexican dude. You feel me? And but because and the reason I say that is because if you come from the streets, you already know what time it is in the streets, right? There's no rules, there's no fair game, there's no fair playing. So if these individuals were in the streets active, that'd be a different situation. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because Mexicans, black folks always come to certain Mexican neighborhoods and get fucked with too. You
Yeah,
feel
for
me?
sure.
But
For
at the end
sure.
of the day, that's some street shit, on some innocent shit, bro. Like anybody who's innocent should always be, excluded from any of them type of dumbass activities that people be involved in. You know what I mean? So, and then another thing is, a lot of things that people don't want to realize in our community, bro, is that it's really about the individual. Like I was just in LA, probably a few weeks back, and I went to go visit a street vendor who was actually blind,
Hmm.
and he was blind due to being popped in the head. They shot him in the head. He didn't die. He lost his vision though. And
Hmm.
when he told us a little about his story, it wasn't black folks that was assaulting him, robbing him. It wasn't nothing like that, bro. It was his own kind.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother battle that people don't want to speak about. You feel me?
Yeah, that's important
Because
you say that too. That's crazy
you,
because a lot of people,
well,
man.
you gotta look, bro. I'm gonna tell you
Yeah,
like
yeah, go
this:
ahead.
people on the internet gonna just believe what they want. They're gonna accept what they
Right,
want.
right.
And you got all types of races. Every race got some suckers that do some sucker ass shit. You feel me?
Straight up.
At the end of the day, and we also know that
That's
also
crazy.
within our own races, like within our own races, there's also like internal racism. You know
For
what I mean?
sure.
So I lived in Mexico. This is where I got in touch with my roots. I actually I did like a year and a half, like freshman year in Mexico. You feel me? And I was
Why'd you
living
have to
in
go to Mexico?
man. I got
You was in
expelled, bro. My
trouble?
mom,
Yeah, okay, yeah.
yeah,
That's
my
why.
mom,
Yeah,
my
you ain't
mom was
just go to
done with me.
Mexico. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He said, "You'll just go to Mexico." Now, my mom was
yeah.
done with me, bro. So she sent me
Okay.
to Parachi Wawa over there with some family that I had, actually my godparents. And, living out there, I noticed that, obviously in that country, that's a different world. And the only people around you over there is other Mexicans. So
Right.
there's racism within the Mexican community.
For sure.
Some people are lighter than others. Some people are darker than others. The people that got blue eyes and blonde hair, walk around with their nose in the air, and it
Yep.
ain't everybody. Like I said, every little section got its suckers that do some sucker ass shit.
Yep.
So they go deep, bro. It ain't really a conversation that we can have to where everybody's gonna agree with me.
Yeah.
But when you come from where I come from and you got a certain platform to be able to change people's perspective, bro, you gotta be ready to take the good and the bad. And that's what we here for, bro. We built for this shit.
I want to know about a few things more about your upbringing with when you say mom was cleaning houses and things like that. Tell me about like while she was out cleaning houses, like what were you into? How was you raising yourself? Kind of what it sounded like you like moms was working, she had to provide. You know what I mean? So I had. Do you have siblings or?
Yeah, I got a younger brother
Uh
and I
huh.
got an older sister and an older brother. There's four of us.
Okay.
So, I'm the third. I'm technically like the middle child.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. Nobody care
so
about the middle child.
yeah. But you ain't lying. But as far as the
Yeah.
cleaning houses, bro, like um, it was like in a way, as a kid, bro, we honestly speaking, bro, it was like we're embarrassing. This was when we was too young to appreciate the struggle. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
man,
So
boy.
so it was like I didn't want to accept that my mom was cleaning these houses for these rich folks and shit. But that was reality at the end of the day. And I remember my mom sometimes didn't want to leave us home, so she'll take us, with her to go clean houses, and that was one of my biggest motivations, bro. It
Mm,
was, being, growing up in any hood, any place filled with minorities and poverty, bro. There's a cap. It's a crab bucket. It's a crab
for
bucket.
sure,
My bad.
for sure.
Where people are trying to pull you down any chance they get, right? So you don't really see too much. Like I got partners right now that is from the deep, but won't even go down to the burrito trucks in Fruitville, right?
Right,
So
right.
people keep themselves real boxed in. So when my mom was cleaning houses, bro, we was pulling up to these houses, and these were these fat ass mansions, my nigga, and we was dreaming, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
me and my siblings used to run in them homes. Like, we used to fight over what room will be ours if this was our crib. You feel me?
Damn,
So it was like,
damn.
you make it, you make some out of nothing, bro. Like, you turn your vision and it ain't no excuse where you come from, how deep in the dirt you was born in. You know what I mean? It's just about what's the method to work yourself out of there. So that was one thing. And then on the other note was, when my mom wasn't home, bro. My mom wasn't home. She wasn't coming home till like nigga the sun came down. By that time, we already
Yeah,
done played in the streets, came home, and everything. You feel me? So
yeah,
we was raising ourselves. My older siblings, older sister, older brother, they always had our back though, cooking for us, making sure we ate. All the little simple shit like that.
yeah.
But yeah, bro, it goes down to now. When we talk about street vendors, we talk about servicing people. And in humiliation when people try to do certain things to them, and I relate to that for a few reasons. One being was when my mom used to clean houses for these rich folks, they used to pull some snake shit. They'll leave jewelry out in plain sight.
Oh
They'll
yeah,
leave certain things just to test my mom. And our people come from an honest living, bro. We don't need nothing from nobody. We work for hours, all that. So when my mom was going through that shit, I used to feel that shit, bro. Like
yeah.
they really like, you didn't clean here, you didn't clean here. They had my mom was over there, getting down and dirty, bro.
Yeah.
Scrubbing people's fucking corners and blinds and shit. It gets deeper than what people make it seem to be. And then, living in Mexico, bro. Fun story is that I was a street vendor myself. You
Oh
know, so
wow.
so when I lived in Parachi, Wawa, and just for the people that are familiar with the area,
I was gonna ask you, yeah.
I lived in a section that they called Colonia Palmia, right? So it's basically divided into little neighborhoods and shit like that. And my mom wasn't sending me no money, bro. She was like, "You live in Mexico, nigga. You gonna live like a real Mexican. You gonna live like your godparents. If they don't got food and eating only beans, nigga, so are you. You feel me?"
Yeah.
So she really tried to teach
Damn.
me a lesson, and she did. So I'm a hustler regardless. And
So what was you selling?
man, so check this out. Mexico ain't the type of shit where you could just go get yourself a little bundle and hit the corners. You feel me?
Yeah, straight
And
up.
at the time I'm 13, so I had a relative over there that used to make like cheese balls. They call them cuajadas.
Okay.
And I used to get a whole tray of these cheese balls, nigga, and I used to go door to door, store to store. You feel me? Like, who trying to buy some cuajadas? You feel me?
So you know how to
And
make them? I need some, man. You could.
nah, I
I'm gonna
don't
need a
know how
little.
to make them. You feel me?
Ah, man.
You feel me? I don't know how to make them. That's what nigga I was selling. You feel me? I
Okay.
wasn't I wasn't whipping it up. I was selling it.
Man, I'm saying it's
Uh,
all. If you want them, the extra is all in your wrist game. You're Jeezy,
yeah, man,
man.
yeah,
It's
but
all in your whip
that
game,
that
ain't
takes
it?
some time. Only the
Okay.
OGs know how to whip it like that. You feel me? I wasn't out
Okay.
there long enough.
So
Uh,
is it like what kind of cheese is it? Like
you
explain.
ever
I
you
don't
ever
know,
try
bro.
you ever try like queso fresco? It's that cheese that they sprinkle on like beans and shit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Okay.
like a wet cheese.
Okay.
It ain't the
Gotcha.
block cheese and none that we used to. You feel me? But it's
Yeah.
like a wet cheese. It's like a ball of it. You know what I mean? And yeah, bro, I used to sell all that shit. You feel me? And she'd
How
give
much?
me a
How much
cut.
are they going? Like, did you sell them individual, or were they like in
Well,
like
I mean, shit,
like bundles? Or
ain't no telling now because of the dollar. But you used to sell like about three of them for like 5 pesos, which is about at the time it was probably like 50 cents. Right now it's probably like
damn.
15, 20 cents. But the price probably went up on the actual cheese balls. But yeah, bro, real skill though. You feel me, nigga?
Yeah.
I went to school over there. I got a song that people always ask me about. It's called Pancho Villa. And and he's known for what he's known for. Real simple as he used to take from the rich and give to the poor.
Robin
So
Hood.
anybody that and yeah, yeah, like yeah, exactly. So anybody that ain't familiar, man, look at that story. I actually, I was in that city for about 2 years, year and a half,
Yeah.
and bro, that really put me in a perspective that I ain't never seen before. Cause it's different out there, bro. You just buy land, nigga. You build your house however you want it.
Yeah.
People got cardboard houses. You feel me? They got plywood houses, and some people got some fat shit made out of bricks.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about it, man. Let's get into this album, man. Street Vendor got 15 tracks on that thing. Let's talk about, you got features, a lot of them. You got Paul Wall. Shout out my brothers, Lost Rockers, man. Rocker Don, Rich Rocker. You got all black on that thing. What's it like working with a legend though, like Paul Wall? You know what I'm saying? Like, not too many people could say that Paul Wall. I hear he'd jump on your stuff if you saw it. Like, he not one of them, you know. But talk to him. What was it like getting a feature with
So
him?
fun story is back, what was it? I think it was back in 2013. You feel me? I was back somewhere around there, like 2012, 2013. I was still a minor. I was like 16, 17. I was back. I was back in the town. I was living in my car. These one of my early ages, and I ended up catching a pistol case. You feel me? And being a minor, they set my ass with my mom. My mom showed up to court. You feel me? Come save my ass and shit, and she took me back with her. When I was down there, I actually had my management that was living down there at the time. You know what I mean? So, being around in Houston, you feel me? I just took advantage of the situation. It's one of, it's like an actual hub for this music shit. You know, and we was out there, working and shit, and I had just met Paul on some flu shit, like in Houston. All the artists, big or not, everybody's tuned in with the community. Especially
For sure.
Paul. He's known as the people's champ out there.
Yeah.
So when we locked in, bro, it was really on some personal shit. And I ain't that type of person, bro. Who got these relationships with people and just want to pull these favorite cards all the time. Or
Man.
I just met him yesterday and I just text him today talk about get on some. I knew Paul for years, bro. You know what I mean? Paul, like
Okay.
I said, probably since like 2013, 14.
Okay.
And we was just, we wasn't like nigga hella cool or nothing like that, but we knew each other and there was mutual respect when we bumped into each other. And I was still a kid at the time. So fast forward, what I mean, nigga just continued working. And when I got to a point where I felt like I had something for real for him, which was the Cuatros track. And he one of the originals on that record. You feel me? On the original record, on the Still Tipping. Paul
Yeah, for
Wall's
sure.
on there, so I thought it was only right to get one of the originals if I was going to come through and do a remake.
Right.
And
He
if I
had to
did,
approve that and all kind of shit, right?
yeah, that motherfucker right
It's
there.
more than just him doing the verse. He had to be like, yeah, it's good. Y'all use the sample, all the, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yep, exactly. So shout out Paul Wall, bro. You feel me? Real solid individual. That definitely was, also a personal move because I was on all the Paul Wall shit growing up, bro. The sitting
Yeah,
sideways was my
for
shit.
sure.
You
For sure.
feel me?
Man, you
Like,
hear all these motorcycles in my background, man. I live in the East, bro. It's going down. I don't know.
bro,
Shows go
don't
down
even
my
trip.
block,
You
all
feel me?
right?
I tucked myself away for that same reason. You wouldn't have been hearing motorcycles. It'd have been my kids.
Man,
But
okay.
yeah, but yeah, bro. So shout out Paul Wall. You feel me? That was definitely a dope move. That was like my E40 feature. It was
Yeah.
something that although we did it for the culture, we also did it for ourselves. Like nigga grew up listening to this nigga. You feel me?
For sure, for surely, man. Out of all features on your album, which one was your favorite? Who was your favorite to work with? Who brought the most energy? Who brought the best out of Baby Gas?
Man, okay, so features like the Paul Wall one, the all black. Those, I got Doman on there from Houston as well. Those records are fire. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, with the situation, with the whole COVID situation, and we was working in the studio and all that, we weren't actually able to be in the studio with all these individuals that we
Okay.
did records with, right? So them two, three, even AWAX too. You feel me? Shout out AWAX. All those
Yeah,
individuals.
you have
It,
feature
it
with.
was it was a it was a back and forth thing. So I can't really say
Okay.
we experienced the actual studio session. But as far as like being inside the studio though, man, really it was when it was the Nams and the Loracas. So when I did those joints, I had people come all together, back to back to back in different time slots on one individual day.
Okay.
And we was all, we was off that El Jefe, and it was off that exotic weed, and you feel me? We all kind of came
Yeah,
together.
we gonna talk about that too, because you finna get kicked out the family, man. You ain't sent your cousin no El Jefe tequila. You know what I'm
Ah,
saying?
shit.
You finna get kicked out. I'm like, man, I'm just waiting on my little get box, my little to my cousin, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, I know
I
you
see what's
tried it
up,
at the
man.
release party though. You
For
feel me?
surely,
For sure.
for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so
I,
we get into that, but yeah, the features, bro, was like when you kind of, like I said, you vibing, everybody drinking, smoking and shit like that, and we got producer like Clayton William on the boards, and he cooking shit from scratch, bro. It's like a
yeah,
whole ass vibe, and everybody's cool, bro. There's a specific reason why I choose these features too, bro. I'm all about energy, my nigga. It's about really how can we really come together and work on this track. Because I'm already not a fan of features, bro. At the end of the day, I don't
okay,
like when I be on a certain hype and I send a feature to get somebody to come drop a verse and they wasn't at the same frequency as me at the time. You feel me? So they'll come short on delivery or they'll come off topic. You know what I mean? So yeah, being in the studio is real important. But shout out to the other ones, man. Paul All Black, Doman, AWAX, everybody that we didn't get to actually vibe in the studio. We're gonna start doing that with the videos, and hopefully down the line we can get another one in. You feel me?
yeah, for sure. I got a question, man. How would you respond to those? You say nigga a lot. You for somebody that say you're not black and you're a rapper and you cuss a lot. What would you respond to that? What's your like for me as a black person? I'm cool with it honestly. Shit, you like you say, you kick it. I
I'm a
mean,
town.
this is who
I'm
you
a
are.
town.
You're not trying to,
Hey,
yeah. You know what I
I'm a
mean? You
town vato. You feel
go
me?
go for it,
So
yeah,
like I said, first and foremost, I don't give a fuck about what nobody talking about.
yeah.
That's just my energy all the way. You feel me? And then second of all, bro, it's just I don't know. It's weird. You feel me? Like if we honestly speaking, bro, like this shit was just like embedded in my vocabulary. You know what I mean? It's literally like I ain't wake up today trying to have like a certain slang or
Right, absolutely right.
try to talk a certain way. Like this is just how we came up, bro. You know what I mean? Like and it's really like me, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. It just goes too deep for me. Like I think sometimes when people have their opinion about it, they don't even have the correct history about what they be trying to talk about.
Right.
And I think that history, everybody got their opinions on it. Some, you've heard it before. Some
Yeah.
people will say like, bro, this ain't nothing offensive. We use it like a food, like a like kind of how, hey, what's good food, like in the town, you feel me? It was just like, it was either what's up, blood, or what's up, nigga. You feel me?
Mm,
And it was just kind of like embedded in us. So really, I don't give a fuck about the opinions, bro. I come from where I come from. I know what line I push. Especially with people that say like that's offensive to the black community. I've never had any of my folks ever tell me anything. You feel me?
yeah.
Just because, like I said, bro, it's like I guess it's everybody's situation is different. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these dudes that came from all Mexican neighborhood or a suburban neighborhood and just kind of came and started talking like this, bro. Like honestly, you feel me? This shit just be coming out. You feel me? It's really like I said. I don't know. I don't know if that even sounds weird, bro. But I feel like some people put effort into the way they speak, and
Yeah.
this just how I talk.
Yeah.
And until this day, like I said, none of the people that's outside of the internet have ever said anything. It's always just been the internet, bro. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, I've never had like, cause I
I don't think
respect.
nobody black take it as disrespect. I mean, it might be a few. Don't let me speak for all black people, but people in entertainment, we understand that, or not even entertainment. Like me, like I say, I see it. It's just really who you are. You grew up in Oakland. You grew up with black people, and it's just your conversation, it's your vocabulary. But I just wanted you to get that out because we
That's the type of thing that and like I said, that goes all back to
yeah
like where you come from, because you might have some black folks that get offended if they
right
come from a city that they're all in all black neighborhoods, all Mexican, all Asian. You feel me? So they might take it to offense. But for example, me being from the town, you'll be in front of town. When we speak like that, it don't really come it
as
don't really come out
racist
of the
or
ordinary.
right
But obviously, I understand that we gonna get backlash because we no longer in the town anymore. We're now talking about international level. Even here domestically in the U.S., just people just gonna have their opinions, bro. And at the end of the day, I respect people's opinions. I respect where they come from. I respect the people that don't like it and why they don't like it. But at the end of the day, I mean, shit, this is me. You feel me? So, I just want to let niggas know there ain't no effort into this motherfucker. I don't wake up just trying to talk like this. You feel me? So, it's just us, bro. It's a product of our environment. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
when we was learning this type of vocab, or when it was, we was, catching on to the way people talk, we didn't look at all those specifics that people talk about now. You feel me?
Right.
So it wasn't like people came up to us like, like how we see memes of, like, that one white friend, that people tell them like, yo, it's cool to say that. You feel me? Like it wasn't like that for us. You feel me?
Right.
Like I
Right.
said, we came from the bottom together. You feel me?
Right.
We was at each other's households. I was next door eating soul food. There was a my house eating Mexican food, Salvadorian food, pupusa. Like, bro, we grew up off each other's culture. You feel me? And like I
Yeah.
said, I respect everybody's opinion. As far as anything else, I don't know what the fuck y'all want to hear, but it's the ghetto vato, bro. You feel
before,
me?
before I let you get up out of here, man, please tell the people about your tequila line, man. El Jefe is what it's called, right?
El Jefe,
Yeah.
El Jefe Tequila, man. It's the new shit. Everybody. I know everybody been hearing about it. Everybody been wondering. Everybody been trying to peep game. Man, it's exactly what it is. We got three flavors. We got the añejo, we got the reposado, we got the blanco. All obviously straight from Mexico. Straight out of Jalisco. And that shit fire, bro. Like I said, I don't even know. I don't, niggas don't want to sit here and toot their own horn or anything like that. But
Shit,
any
I
product,
would.
I, any product,
It's
I,
gonna get you
any
that
product
money,
I
man.
stand behind, any product,
Yeah.
I'll let Dre tell it. He tried that shit for himself at the party.
Yes, very good, very smooth, my brother. Very
Yeah,
good. I ain't
yeah.
gonna
So
lie. You don't need no ice on it. You don't need to make it cold. You can take it fresh out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't be doing too much advertisement.
yeah, look, hey,
I'm with you.
look, like my guy said, man, go check it out for yourself.
Yes,
You
sir.
feel me? Go, and come into a local liquor store near you if it ain't already there. You can also, just tune in. We be doing certain pop ups in certain cities where you could actually come through in person, come grab a bottle, come get it signed. Things of that matter. You know what I mean? But for anybody that's wondering, yeah, man, go get yourself a bottle of El Jefe. We knocking all the other shit out the water, and we competing with the big boys. You feel me? And I mean that.
Hmm. Straight like that, man. It's the Half Baked Podcast, your favorite Cuzzin Dre, the Ghetto Bato, the street vendor, man. New album out right now. Go get that thing. It's 106 KMEL, baby gas. Appreciate you, brother.
You know it for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.